Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Hyperinflation to the core in Venezuela. And there was just an assassination attempt on the president there. What's going to happen next? What are they going to do? Slash 5 zeros from their currency. That solves all the problems. Yes, indeed. Venezuela's been a spiraling cesspool of socialism now for quite a while, and it all started really even before Maduro took to the presidency. Really, it was Hugo Chavez who really put it into high gear. He repatriated their gold, mainly to protect themselves. But let's take a look at this here, because the IMF has some dire words for the country. And I want to thank Chuck and Plata and Illimited Knowledge for also bringing this up in the comments and emails. 1 year ago, a cup of coffee in Venezuela cost about 2,300 bolivares. Now it costs about 2 million. So the Venezuelan government is fixing the problem. It's slashing 5 zeros from its currency. The solution was announced last night, July 25th, by President Nicolas Maduro. It's part of the currency reform that was scheduled for June and has already been postponed twice. Now the new currency is set to start circulating in August. Our current Bolivar Fuerte, which is kind of an oxymoron because the Bolivar isn't very strong, banknotes ranging from 1,000 to 100,000 will stop circulating. In the new Bolivar Soberano, ones ranging from 2 to 500 will start being printed. Venezuela is also minting new coins, with one Soberano coin worth 100,000 fuertes. Maduro showed some of the new notes during his televised speech, and there you see them. That cup of coffee will cost just 20 bolivares after the reform. Still, the country's crisis will be far from solved. Venezuelan economists criticized the plan, calling it a short-sighted measure that doesn't really solve the structural issues behind the hyperinflation corroding the economy. That's right. It's just a masking attempt. And it's sort of almost likened to what was done by Mugabe in Africa, in Tanzania. If nothing besides the banknotes change, one analyst said, the government might have to cut 5 more zeros in a matter of months, if not weeks. The original reform made public earlier this year involved slashing just 3 zeros. Earlier this year, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, predicted inflation in the country would reach the 5-digit mark, jumping from 2,820% in 2017 to 12,870% in 2018. This week, the IMF said that the rate would actually reach the 7-digit mark, mentioning a symbolic 1 million %, similar to Germany's rate in the 1920s in Zimbabwe in the 2000s. Yeah, Mugabe was in Zimbabwe. Yeah, so they're heading in that direction. What those numbers mean in practice is that Venezuela's currency is practically worthless. Just $1 US can buy millions of bolivares. The Economist reported earlier this month that Venezuelans are selling handbags, purses, and hats made of bolivares because the Colombian peso they get from the sales are worth way more than the banknotes used in the products. Maduro also said that the Bolivar Soberano will be anchored to the petro. Venezuela's attempt on creating a sovereign cryptocurrency. You may remember I posted a video about that several months ago. He didn't give much detail about what that means. Well, that's right. They want to do a sovereign cryptocurrency, government-supported cryptocurrency backed by oil and gold too, by the way. And so that's going to be the anchor and the tie, something solid. Well, it's a cryptocurrency, but I guess they got the oil to back it up and gold. So at least, that's kind of something that you don't see ever these days. It's a desperate measure, but really, if you tie it to something, a commodity as such, or gold and silver, hey, there's maybe a chance. But the problem is that, you know, there's no real reforms, and what the problem is, government spending and social programs that they can't afford, and corruption too, galore. And that's major problems there in Venezuela. People are forbidden in trading in any other currency, and I don't know that they will. I heard some people talk about how, 20 ounces of silver can buy a whole lot, or 1 ounce of silver can buy 6 months worth of food or some such in Venezuela, and an ounce of gold can buy you a home. But I don't know if Maduro would allow transactions in precious metals or not. My guess is probably not. He's forbidden the dollar from being used. But nonetheless, there's the currency itself. And what is the gold price in the Venezuelan Bolivar Fuerte? Well, according to this chart, it's $1,210 for an ounce of gold, and it's $171,410,414.37, or 14 bolivares and 37 fuertes or whatever. It's so there you go. It's quite expensive for an ounce of gold there in that country. So very, very interesting indeed. Gold price in Venezuela. So post your thoughts below. It just goes to show you that how quickly the currency can fade, especially when you implement socialism as such, and no ways to pay for, and you print money like it's going out of style. You've got no rules backed or nothing backing it up, or restricting or disciplining the spending and the currency itself. And really, our country, the United States of America, and other first world countries like Japan have participated in some measure some of the same practices of printing more currency to try to save us from economic downturns. Well, in the long run, it hurts the people, and we're saddling with $20 million worth of debt in this country, which we can deal with for the moment, but that eventually will catch up with us too if we don't curb some spending and get our government under control. And really what it boils down to, all we can do is vote in those type of situations to prevent something like this from ever happening in our countries, although it may seem very far-fetched. Never say never, and don't ever think that first world nations are immune from this type of thing if governments get out of control. And the other thing is regardless, you're the best protection monetarily, I believe, for ourselves is to put some money into gold and silver to protect yourselves, to become your own central bank, protect yourselves against economic instability as such. So post your thoughts below. I'd like to extend the multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.